Hwaitingradio Summer Takeover. Today we are talking about unrealistic expectations for idols, and this is something that I think every K-pop fan has an opinion about. So I'm going to ask you guys what you think about it, and then I'll go ahead and say stuff too. So,
let's see. Wendy from Red Velvet.
Oh, y'all.
A current example.
Yes. Body expectations overall, I feel like, are just ridiculous when it comes to like the K-pop industry.
Absolutely.
Like, girls have to weigh a certain amount, and it's just, I don't know, because for me, like, Wendy as an example, for me, Wendy was perfectly always healthy looking. Mm-hmm. Like, from the beginning. She was never overweight, and she never looked chubby to me. I just thought that she was a perfectly normally shaped individual. And then I guess the Korean, right? And then the Korean public is like, no, what the hell? You need to lose weight.
But as soon as she loses weight, she gets hate.
Where?
Exactly. The Korean public needs to make up their minds.
Or they need to just let them live their lives.
She looks very, like, weak right now, which is sad to see. Like, she looks like she can't even catch her breath sometimes.
And like you can see like the definition of like her ribs and when she wears crop tops and like intense collarbones popping out. And I think that, I don't know what Korea's expectation of healthy is, but that looks scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I thought like I don't understand why it matters so much on their weight. Like if they're like not like morbidly obese and everything, like they're fine. Like as long as they still have their talent and their individual self, they're perfectly fine. So I'm confused on why they forced her to lose weight because they kept sending hate everywhere she went, like everywhere. But as soon as she loses weight and she does like the new comeback, everyone's like, "Oh my God, she looks so scary. Why is she so skinny? She's anorexic." And I'm like, "But y'all literally just told her to lose weight."
She has an eating disorder and this and this and that. I'm like, but you guys are the ones that wanted her to lose weight. What?
Like, I don't understand.
It's kind of nuts how even every time someone has a new song come out, that losing weight is like literally a part of what happens. Like as if while they're making the songs, you're fine, but as soon as you're promoting it, you have to be smaller than you are.
And a lot of idols, especially during when I watched season 1 of Produce 101, or when idols just talk about like training days, like overall, they always talk about like those extremely strict like diet regimens that they put these girls on or these boys on, and that they have to work out constantly, and that they can't eat certain things, or they have to limit what they eat during their training, and that they would have weigh-ins every week, and then they would get scolded if they would go above their weight goal, which is usually set very low. Like they have to weigh, like for girls, if they weigh more, I believe 110 pounds, it's like, how could you?
I was just going to say, to be, like, for the kind of schedules they have, it's obvious that they have to, like, be healthy and, like, have, like, a healthy lifestyle going on, and it doesn't seem to be what the focus is a majority of the time.
No, it's just body aesthetics.
And a lot of the times they'll have to be like, we need them to rest because we need them to be healthy, like Peggy was just saying, and then someone's hurt every week. Someone's sick every week. Someone's injured every week, and it's like, there's clearly a reason for it. And it's because everyone's pressuring them to be perfect.
Yeah, like, I was looking up, like, I was bored on YouTube, so I was looking up, like, K-pop idols, like, diets, and I was like, people were, like, listen. Like, they were listing on, like, what they eat. I was like, how can y'all, like, literally sit there and do that? Like, how? Like, I have to eat, like, a whole bunch of food to get full. Like, how are you? Like, I think it was 90s or someone, they did like a paper cup type of thing. Like, if it fits in one paper cup or something like that, you eat it. Or it was something with paper cups. And I was like, what is a paper cup supposed to do for you? Like, literally last you like 10 minutes? Like, what?
A small snack.
That's all you get for the day. I'm sorry. Whatever. Like, but yeah, like, Kyla, she's still a teen. And people are still giving her hate because she's a little bit bigger than the other members. And I'm like, y'all, she is a little girl.
She looks like most 15-year-olds I've seen. Like, there's nothing wrong with her.
She's still cute. That's my thing. She's still cute. I'm just like, y'all need to open, like, come on. get it together. Like, she's perfectly fine. She's not dead, okay? She's not
She's
dead.
in a very talented group. Like, their group's really good, so it shouldn't be like, well, they're good, but...
You're buying their music, not their...
And the fact that nobody cheers for her just because of her weight is really pathetic and sad.
Like, sure, that's not going to get into a 15-year-old's head and make her have complexes for the rest of her life.
Legit, and I'm like, y'all, like, they're, like, over here releasing stuff for y'all, giving y'all stuff, and you still hate on them? I don't understand. Like, they're doing all this stuff for you, and you're being a bitch, but whatever.
I actually want to ask you guys this because I've been seeing it a lot lately. Definitely all this stuff is affecting idols, but I don't think people really think about how bad it can affect someone. I think they forget that they're actually human beings. Like I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Choa.
Yeah, Choa, you're right.
From AOA, who actually just left the group because of her depression. Hansel from Top Dog. Oops, sorry. But even Jimin from BTS, who has a problem with his weight. And
I was about to mention that to throw it, like, because we're over here talking about girls, but I kind of wanted to throw it into the guys, and Jimin was a perfect example that I wanted to bring up.
But
he was so
how do you think? Yes. How would you feel if you were in that situation and having to go through that?
I mean, personally, as somebody, because I used to be all about my body image. I used to be very self-conscious about my weight. I used to be very self-conscious about how my stomach looked a lot of the time. I was very like, I can't wear this shirt because this shirt will make me look too big, or I can't wear this shirt because it doesn't really compliment me. And I was very like obsessed with that, especially when I was in the color guard world, where everything was about fitting into the quote-unquote skinny girl costume. Because everybody wanted to look good on the floor. Nobody wanted to be that one member that had to wear the big girl costume. So I was very very self-conscious about my weight a lot of the time. So when I was in that when I finally broke out of that and I separated myself from that world and from that toxicity, I kind of went back and I looked at it. I was like, wow, I was very unhealthy about I would eat maybe once a day, and it wouldn't even be something big. And it was just in this, it was all because of what people would think of me, or how people would view me. So I feel like a lot of the times these idols are out there and they're in the public eye so much that, when people say these things about them, they start to look at themselves in the mirror or in these outfits or wherever, and they're just like, maybe they're right. Maybe I don't look good in this shirt. And then that's how it all progresses. And then, it just comes to the point where just they either try to hide it with baggy clothing, or they go really, to an extreme, to the point where they start eating less and they start losing weight rapidly to the point where they look unhealthy. So, and it sucks because then when they lose too much weight, the fans get upset either way. Because when Jimin and I'm so sorry. To finish up my thought, when Jimin and BTS, when he had abs, people were like, oh my god, yes. Then when he lost them, people were like, oh, what the hell, you need your abs back, I'm gonna stop being a fan, and this and that. And then when he started losing weight again, people were like, oh, you look unhealthy, and I'm just like, oh my god,
and I'm just like, what do you want from them? Okay, they lose weight, they get hate, they get weight, they get hate. I'm just like, y'all literally need to make up your mind, because y'all don't understand that saying those kinds of things get into their heads, and they start doing unhealthy things that can possibly put them in a hospital. I'm just like, okay, guys. Mm-hmm. Literally, if you preach about how much you love them so much, then why does their weight matter to you? I don't understand.
I don't think not just the Korean public or fans or anything, but inside the groups too. Inside the groups, the members will be like, "Oh, this person lost 90 pounds. Don't they look so good?" And it's like, that's not helping either. Obviously, they're closer and they know them more personally, but it doesn't make a difference when it's someone's actual health. They're all like, "Look, this person looks so chubby now," and then they're like, "I get it. I'm on a diet. Leave me alone." And it's the members also do it too, not just the public.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. I don't even know how to explain. If I was in that position, I don't even know.
It's hard to get past that stuff, especially in the public eye. To be scrutinized that much. I still remember things that people said to me one time in middle school, and it still sits and I still think of it at 24 years old. To have people saying things repeatedly over and over again while you're just trying to grow up and do what you want to do, that's
they get to a point where they think they look healthy and they're like, but everyone's still calling me big, so do I really? It's like, oh my
You know, like
God.
in middle school, I would always get called like a stick. Like I would always be like, "Oh my God, you're like a twig, Gyonnie." I'm just like, "Oops, my bad, bitch." Like, what do you want me to do? I can't. My bad. Like I would like, you know, stop. Like I would start like eating a whole bunch of stuff, and then, you know, people would be like, "Okay, why are you eating so much? Gosh, you're eating so fast." And then be like, "Okay, I guess I have to stop eating then." So like, it doesn't have to like just do with like Korean society. It can be like just around the whole world, like how people criticize other people for their weight, and as soon as they start like trying to better themselves, people still put them down, which doesn't make any sense because you just told them to go do something, and as soon as they start doing it, you're still gonna bash them for it, talking about, "Oh my God, you look so," like it doesn't make any sense. I don't even know what to say.
And it's not only about eating disorders. I feel like people look at these idols and expect them to be perfect all the time. Perfect hair, perfect makeup, perfect personality, smiles all around. And sometimes it's just not that, because at the end of the day, they're human beings. These girls go through all of these things and you see them all the time and they look happy all the time, but then they're on their periods, they are going through depression, they're struggling with family issues as well. Like when idols become idols, they don't escape from their families or from their inner conflicts, I feel, and then they can't show the people that, because then the people scrutinize them for that, because depression and all of these things are not really the ideal thing to show when you're trying to be an idol per se.
Yeah, like
they don't have an outlet.
Like he said he wanted to like, you know, kill himself, and I was like, okay, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. When Hansol said that, I was just like, oh wow, like it really brought
like,
things into perspective.
Like
because
you literally, they can look happy, but like deep down they're really not. So.
Because they just deal with so many things that they can't really show. Because then the public is like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you bringing why are you airing your dirty laundry?
Yeah, they're all like, oh my God, why are you doing that? You have such a perfect life. Why are you sad? I'm just like, they really don't have a perfect life, so you sound kind of dumb. So keep your mouth closed. Like they like, people on the outside, you know, not like in the idol life or whatever, seem to think that all idols are like always happy. They have like the greatest life. Oh, they get to do so much things, but really they can't even do anything. Like I heard that Blackpink, they couldn't even go out without their manager. Like they can't like, they don't have any freedom at all. It's like they can't even talk to anyone. It's just like, how do you expect them to be happy if they can't even talk to anyone? And if they try to talk to the fans come at them. So I don't understand.
It's almost like, to be an idol, you have to give up so much. I don't think fans really understand that. And it's like they can't make up their mind. Like you want idols to show you everything about their life, but then you want to be picky and choosy about what they show. And it's like fans, just make up your mind. Figure out what you want to do and what you want
Nope.
It's frustrating.
Nobody can ever win. Win.
Even if you fall in love and you want to get married like Sungmin or Eli from U-Kiss, then your fans just disappear on you because, you know, they can't fantasize about being with you anymore because you have a wife and then you have a kid. And then,
like sometimes I'll see like all these I'll see like there's like this website called like Kpop Map or something like that where they're like, oh, fantasy couple. And so every time I'm scrolling through Facebook, you know how like they have the little mad emoji, like they have that on there, and it's like, what is everyone getting so butthurt for? You want your idols to be happy, right? But as soon as they find someone that they're happy with, oh, I can't like them anymore. You with some new bitch, like
love, God forbid.
Oh my God, like they literally force Sungmin to like not come back, like not to like be in the comeback because he should have hit his marriage so Super Junior wouldn't get any backlash, like. Honey, what?
No, and the fact that the Super Junior members agreed to it is ridiculous. Because that is a member of like that's a member of like their group. Like if I guess it kind of goes back to like what Koreans think and overall. So maybe like the members' mindsets were kind of like, oh, maybe you should sit this one out so that we can come back with with a better image, and then you can kind of squeeze your way back in later on. But at the same time, like Sungmin has been with them for like Super Junior has been around
since the beginning
forever. Like the Big Bang Theory happened and Super Junior was there.
Legit, like y'all.
So they've
They
been
are
around for so
ancient.
long. So I feel like it's kind of like a stab at the back for the members to be like, hey, Sungmin, it's a good idea if you kind of sit out.
Legit, like, I would have thought that the Super Junior members would have stood up and be like, you know, I understand how you feel, but he's still a member of this group. Like, I would think that they would stand up for him since he has been there since, like, ever. And then the fact that I saw, the Super Junior, like, the Super Junior members agreed to him. It was like, yo, what are you doing? This is like your brother, man. What you doing? Like, yeah. So I thought they would have stood up for him because my thing is, all he did was get married. He didn't kill someone, so I don't understand. Like, what?
Oh, but God forbid, because then I can't fantasize myself with Oppa if he gets married.
Gosh, he can't be with someone that actually makes him happy. Oh my goodness.
I think going back to the other stuff, that if fans expect them to have a good comeback and a successful comeback and want them to be happy and healthy, they have to actually let them be happy and healthy and not attack everything they do and let them just put out music and just enjoy the music when it comes out and not attack everything about their entire life and body and everything.
Yes.
Preach, honey, yes.
Can we wrap it up?
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Hwaitingradio Summer Takeover. I hope that you got some good stuff out of this episode, and if you have any opinions about this, put them in the comments below. I think what we all learned pretty much this episode is that idols are human beings and they should be treated as so. If you want to see our next episode, check it out in the description below. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!
Thank you for watching this episode. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to chime in and add your own comments, leave a comment below. Make sure to subscribe and go watch our other episodes.